Welcome, welcome Sanibona. Welcome to this presentation on Basics of Mathematics. It's brought to you by the Mathematics and Science Center and Kublal Foundation. Our email for communication and feedback is roshankublal17@gmail.com. The topic for discussion today is inequalities. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the basics of inequalities when we'll start with the linear example. Number one, suppose we had to solve 2x plus 4 is greater than and equal to -8. We just solve it like a normal equation. So 2x is greater than and equal to -8, -4. We transpose. 2x is greater than and equal to -12. X is greater than and equal to -12 divided by 2. X is greater than and equal to 6. Now, as long as x is positive, as long as the coefficient of x is positive, as long as the number in front of x is positive, there's no problem, everything works normally. But we will have to look at examples where the coefficient of x is not positive. So we're going to look at the next example where the coefficient of x is not going to be positive. So let's look at another example. Alright, just before we go to the next example, this answer can be drawn on a number line. So on a number line, there's the number line. The number is 6. Now the equal to sign means the 6 is included. If 6 is included, you place a dot above 6. Then you want numbers greater than 6. The numbers to the right of 6 are greater than 6. Therefore, you will draw that arrow like that, and that's your graph. So that was number 1. Now let's look at number 2. In number 2, we're looking at 3 minus 5x is greater than 28. So once again, you start solving normally like a linear equation. Minus 5x is greater than 28 minus 3. Minus 5x is greater than 25. Now, observe, the coefficient of x is negative. So you've got to be very careful at this stage. What we will advise you is to make this positive. In order to make this positive, you'll have to multiply both sides by -1. So -1 times minus 5x will give you 5x. And the verb will change. And -1 times 25 will give you -25. So I'll repeat this process. Since the coefficient of x was negative, we wanted to make it positive. We do that by multiplying both sides by -1. So -1 times minus 5x gives you 5x. Then the verb changes direction. It was greater than, it becomes less than. -1 times 25 is -25. And then you proceed as normal now. That's -25 over 5. Sorry, this is x. X is less than -5. Now to draw the graph for this. So there's your number line. There's -5. Now there's no equal to sign here. That means that the -5 is not included. If it is not included, you place a circle on -5. Now you want numbers that are less than -5. Numbers that are less than -5 are on the left hand side of -5. Therefore you draw your arrow here and that is now your graph for x is less than -5. Alright, so here's a very important example. Just be careful. Whenever the coefficient of x is negative in a linear inequality or in any other inequality, if you got a negative here and if you multiply by -1, the verb will change. From greater than, it became less than. From less than, it will become greater than. Alright, so that was the basics about linear inequalities. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to drawing some simple graphs.